What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a good week or weekend, depending on when you watch this. We got another comment suggesting another topic, and this is a long one from an OG of the channel. They've been around for over half a year now. Bria or Bria Christ. They said, "Yo, good to see you, bro. Hope all is well. Good to see you again. I hope you're doing good. Thank you." I was wondering if you could make a video on the mental health crisis in America. What's your take on it? What do you think are the biggest factors causing these issues, and what do you think the country will look like if they improve or don't improve on it? And they also told me how they found my channel, and they recommend me doing an update video, and I'll probably do that next. But for this video, we're going to focus on the mental health crisis in America. What's my take on it, and what do I think are the biggest factors causing it? Social media and prescriptions, medication. Too many people are on antidepressants, SSRIs, and shit like that they should not be on. They don't need to be on. And the internet, people faking Tourette's and other serious mental illnesses or illnesses that people can't control for attention because they can make money or get a dopamine rush from all the attention that they get instead of actually focusing on the problem. Those are the two biggest factors, in my opinion, when it comes to the mental health crisis. Is too many people are on medication when they shouldn't be on it, and social media or society itself glamorizes it but doesn't really care about treating it. So let's dive deep into it. When I was growing up, kids always got given Ritalin or Adderall and shit like that because they couldn't concentrate. They had ADHD, ADD, blah blah blah. We were kids. We didn't want to fucking sit in the classroom. Some of us were better at learning hands-on instead of fucking reading from a textbook. Big pharmaceutical will always put profit over people. Don't hate your local doctor for that. But big pharma, they don't want to cure a patient. If we have a cure for cancer, they won't release it because once you cure a patient, you lose a customer. So they don't want to get rid of the customers. That's why they give us this shit. That's why they give us medication that gives us side effects that we need to take other medication for to deal with the side effects. And then we gotta get more medication for, you get what I'm saying? Pharmaceutical companies create the problem so they can sell you the solution. And too many people are on medications that can cause depression and suicidal thoughts and shit like that while you're adapting and getting on them, and too many people are on meds that they just don't need. Along with social media glorifying it and doing this weird mental illness stolen valor for attention, people just don't care. It's all performative and it's not a priority. Even at the place that I go for my mental health help, I was there 8 times during the month of June. It was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month and Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Guess how many times I heard about that? 0. Because it's June and gay pride took over everything. That right there is performative. They really don't give a fuck. And that right there is also why men kill themselves at a rate of like 1 every 5 fucking minutes. Men kill ourselves more than women because we've been told we have to man up our entire lives. We just have to suck it up, and our feelings don't matter. We just have to do what we have to do. Men don't cry. And crying is how the body naturally deals with stress. So when you take that away, people gotta bury it down, and then it overflows, and that's why men do a bunch of reckless dumb shit and kill ourselves in record numbers, because we do not have the outlet or the girl talk or the support system of communication and the sense of community that women have. When we're around other men, we're not gonna infect them with our bullshit, and we don't want to appear soft or weak, so we just don't talk about it. So do your best and just talk to a professional if you're uncomfortable talking to somebody that you know. But we have been trained as men that our feelings don't fucking matter, and That's why we kill ourselves at such a fucking high rate. So those are the two biggest factors, in my opinion. There's a lot of variables when it comes to mental illness crisis, but it's just not prioritized, it's not handled properly, and a lot of people pretend to have mental illness for attention, which is like some stolen valor, and that right there takes attention from the people who actually need it. What do you think the country will look like if they improve or don't improve on it? To end on a positive note, I will save for the improved version for the end, okay? If they don't improve on it, crime rate is going to continue to go up. Suicide rates are going to skyrocket across both genders, not just men. And society itself will begin to collapse because a lot of mental illness is learned behavior, not necessarily genetic or chemical. And the rest of society will continue to be infected and learning behaviors if they're not treated, along with constantly being pushed pills that we see fucking commercial after commercial after commercial for. So it'll be really fucking depressing, and I don't know. So let's not focus on that. Let's focus on how it would be if it was improved. A lot more people would be taught in schools and from a young age, and in general, how to deal with people with mental illness or different cognitive stages of being able to communicate and or understand things. There would be a lot more community centers, a lot more funding would be going to hands-on coping mechanisms, learning how to deal with it with breathing techniques or journaling, other ways to keep yourself busy instead of just resorting to medication and using that as a crutch, which is not going to help you when you're stuck alone in the middle of the night with your thoughts. So a lot more community centers that not only helps with mental illness but homelessness and just the community in general, because generations ago families grew up and lived by each other and there was way more sense of a community. That's when the village actually raised the child. You know, as they say, it takes a village to raise a child, not just the family. It's because that whole sense of community and support. But in modern society, not only has social media fucked up communication and everything, and then people faking mental illness for attention, like they have Tourette's for TikTok or whatever, people move away for jobs, and we don't have that community and the roots and support that we used to have decades ago. So in an improved version of it, it would be more addressed. There would be more resources and facilities that people would be able to take advantage of. So people that truly have it, not just people who want attention on the fucking internet, but people who truly suffer from it, will be able to access those resources and utilize them to their fullest extent. But at the same time, people with mental illness have to want to get the help themselves, just like people with addiction or any type of other problem. And what sucks is a lot of times you don't want to be on your medication, even if it does help, because it makes you numb and it makes you feel like you're not yourself, especially if you're like schizophrenic and you don't know what reality is. How do you know if it's working or not? How you can't judge reality yourself, so how do you know if what you're seeing is better or worse, or even there or not? So it's really hard, and it's extremely complicated, and it will take a village to raise the child. It will take society to increase resources, and a lot of people, all the way starting in school, the early years in school, for people to learn how to deal with people with like Down syndrome, other type of mental illnesses. And I think, sign language should be taught in school instead of like Spanish or other verbal languages. I think American Sign Language and shit like that should be taught. even just very basic speech. You don't even have to have a full-on conversation. But those things are not prioritized. Because we have a lot more people that speak Spanish in the country now than that need to use sign language. So it's all about priority, and mental illness is not a priority. And until it gets treated as a priority rather than a performance for people to get attention for, it's going to continue to get worse. But at the same time, people with mental illness, like myself, we have to be the ones to go out and seek treatment. And if that system fails, we can't just give up. You gotta try a different system. If this doesn't work, try a different person. If that person doesn't work, try a different place. If that place doesn't work, whatever. You gotta keep trying. It's a coexistence that it's the chaotic dance of life, ups and downs, and even if the system was perfect and they had unlimited resources, mental illness would still be a problem because not everybody's going to want to cooperate and or take advantage of those resources because they have mental illness and they might not want to, or they might not realize how bad they actually have it. And yeah, it's a very, very, very intricate, a lot of variables, and hard to really break down, but I tried to do my best, and this is already a long enough video, so I'll get that update video. It'll be like a 7-8 month update video on how my life was when I released that Life Could Always Be Worse video. So thank you, Bria Christ, for the comment. Thank you for sticking around for 7 months. I appreciate that. It's good to see you. And if you guys want me to talk about any type of subject, just put it in the comment down below, and I will try to get around to it. I'm sorry for the audio quality, but it is what it is. I just wanted to get this out quick, and I don't feel like hooking up a fucking microphone. So have a good time. Remember, be yourself. Take it day by day. And the reason why I say be yourself is because that's what we need in a world where everyone is pretending to be someone else. We need more of you. So be you. It's easier. And it's fun.